Good morning, everybody. I'm Jenny from Jen's Emporium. I'm just going to check my volume. Oh, no, that's pretty good. Alright, everybody. This morning I'm going to start with, what do I do with it? Divine Guidance. This is a lovely wee deck by Cheryl Lee Harnish, and one of my very dear friends, Caitlin. She gave me this deck. So if you're watching this, Caitlin, thank you, honey. I love this deck. Good things take time. Good things take time. Put in the work. Put in the work and you'll achieve what you're meant to. Divine Guidance is very quiet this morning, isn't it? I'll persevere a little longer. Let me have a card, please. There we go. Number 27. This to me is like spiraling out, growing, putting out tentacles, putting out feelers, trying new things, looking at new things, experiencing new things. Finding things that spark your joy. Finding things that bring you growth. And 27, 2 and 7 is 9, which is almost a completion. Keep working. Don't give up. Yeah. Focus on what you want. And just keep putting out those feelers. Keep trying new things. But I will read to you because that's just kind of what I get from that card. But we'll just read this card to you. Oh, new direction. Energetically, your life is ready to move in a new direction, but you have to allow for this to happen. Have you noticed that you do the same things each day, that you've fallen into a routine? It's time to break free from the daily patterns you have created in your life. It's time to be spontaneous. When you do this, you open your energy to the possibilities of new things and revive your passion for living. The energy of the universe is ready to flow, and by consciously breaking free of the routine and patterns you have created in your life, you allow space for the new and the different to manifest. Oh, that's lovely. That is lovely. So, in some parts of like America and that, I understand that you're still in lockdown, so there's possibly a little bit harder to make change. But even if you just change, I don't know, just for example, just say you have toast every morning for breakfast. That's your standard breakfast. Well, this morning, instead of having toast, make cereal or have eggs or something. Do you know what I mean? Make those little changes. And if you normally sit down to look at your computer or do something, read a book, draw a picture, just to kind of change what you normally do. And it might not be big changes, and you might not be able to make big changes at all, but little changes still make the difference. Baby steps forward is still steps forward. I just need to fix this. Baby steps forward is still steps forward. And I didn't think that made any difference, to be honest. Right. So it's time for change. Time to break the old patterns, the old way of doing things, the old way of thinking about things. Acceptance and equality. And I'm going to read this one as well. Acceptance and equality. The iconic Lady of Death, with a pale, skull-like face, zombie eyes, and rich red funeral flowers in her hair, has become one of the most recognizable symbols of Halloween and the Mexican Day of the Dead. The original model for this flamboyant Lady of Death can be traced back to the ancient Aztec goddess. I can't say that. Sorry, I can't say that. As time went on, the figure remained balanced between beauty and horror, and morphed into the Lady of the Dead, and eventually into the more graphic figure of Katrina. It is also reported that the identity of the original Katrina was based on a woman who were very rich, and had everything they wanted in this life, yet death takes everyone equally. So it is a reminder that no matter how beautiful, rich, popular, or famous you were, in the end, death takes all. The Mexican culture has a long-standing history of laughing at death and seeing it as just another aspect of life. In some ways, death is the last taboo in many Western cultures. We tend to hide away our dying, and some of us may never even seen the body of someone who has passed in our whole lives. But this was a much more common occurrence in the past. Acknowledging that death is a natural process that will enter everyone's life at some time, and that perhaps until then we can choose to be life affirming. It takes away much of the fear. Take a light approach to a situation initially, and it may work out better. If you're holding on to something that does not serve you any longer, in particular material things, simplify and let it go. Simplify and let it go. Create vacancy. Create space for change, for something new to come in. And even though this talks about death, it can also talk about the death of a way, an end of something, end of routine, end of thought patterns, end of ways of doing things that aren't working for you anymore. And this death, the ending of those cycles, the endings of those things, create room for new things to come in. Change is coming, there's no doubt about it. And you need to be open to that change. Like some of the changes are going to be a little bit scary and uncertain, but But we still need to be open to the change, because fearing change and being sort of stubborn and stuck in the way of doing things, it's just going to make all these changes happening seem so much harder. In the vampire, emotional intelligence. Should the vampire card appear in your reading, it may indicate that you are being drained in this way and the time has come for stronger boundaries. We need to be very aware of what gives us energy in our lives and what takes it away. We should be aware of needing people to need us and why we invite people like this into our homes, workplaces, and lives, if indeed we have them around us. Developing the emotional intelligence without others helps us defend against the kind of emotional and psychic attack, enables us to foster healthy and equal relationships of all kinds. The deepest, the coldest, the craving of blood, the hole never filled, the longing like a flood. Wow. So be aware. Be aware of yourself energetically. Be aware of others. I just kind of feel that the whole situation in the world at the moment with the COVID and the vaccine and the rioting and the lockdowns and all those things, I feel that all of that is draining us, is trying to take away, kind of lower our vibration, which at this time is really important to keep that vibration high. Don't let don't let what's happening in the world, because you can't change it. So don't let what's happening in the world drain away, take away all your energy, all your optimism. Even if you are in lockdown, still in America, and you're in lockdown, and never been to America, but I understand that there's apartment buildings and things like we have here, of course. And if you happen to be locked down into an apartment building, and I'm not sure if you're allowed to go out for walks and things like that, but try and create change. Even if you moved the furniture around and redecorated the house, just by moving furniture and rearranging your ornaments and things, just clear the space, clear the energy, put on some music and dance, and just raise the vibration, just change the energy. Use smudge sticks if you've got something available like that. Just clear the energy, move the energy around, create different, create new. Draw pictures, hang them on your wall, move your furniture, change your bedrooms around, whatever it takes, whatever you can do to create differences, create change, shift the energy, stir things up a bit. So I'm just going to use my tarot. And this might sound a bit weird, but don't be afraid of dying. Don't be afraid of death. Like all this, with the vaccines and the COVID, it's all fear. It's all fear. And I'm not saying that the COVID's not real. I'm not saying any of that. But a lot of the media, and they're always talking about the COVID, always, I don't know, just always, all that on the radio, there's always that ding, ding, this is a COVID warning. It's all to invoke fear in us, to keep us, keep our vibrations down, to kind of take away our hope. And regardless of what's happening in the world, regardless of anything, just always try and hold on to your hope, to hold on to your, keep your vibration high. So this is the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords in other tarot is depicted by someone with the swords around them, like they're imprisoned. Thoughts is ear, thoughts is, swords is ear element, which is thoughts. But this card here, just the way it's drawn, to me, this is, to me, this is movement forward. Using those swords to cut the way, to cut the ear, to make the change, to move forward. Be light on your feet, be agile. And I don't necessarily mean that in a physical sense. Be agile of thought. When you feel negative energies, when you're feeling and thinking like negative, you're down, like just take hold of those thoughts and to say this isn't a good thought, this isn't how I need to be thinking, and just use those thoughts, those swords, to cut through the ear, to cut through what doesn't serve you, and to just keep moving forward. Create forward movement, create that motion. Clear the thoughts, put some music on and dance, and just clear those thoughts. Take action. You're responsible for your thinking. You're responsible for the way you think, how you talk to yourself. So it's up to you to break that cycle, create something new. And the Two of Wands. This is partnership. This is working. So the yellow is the colour of your solar plexus, which is like just below your chest, below your ribs, in there, and it's the chakra, the solar plexus chakra, which is it's the power center. This is working. He's got feathers. This is feathers he's juggling here. These are feathers. And to me, that's like working with spirit, working with your higher self, connecting with spirit, connecting with your higher self, and really charging up that solar plexus, really filling that up, getting that solar plexus chakra moving, standing in your power. Creating magic, creating something new. With positive focus, positive actions will strengthen your solar plexus, strengthen your solar plexus chakra. It'll invigorate it, it'll energize it. And the Prince of Pentacles, this is bringing these changes, changing this thought pattern. Recharging yourself, connecting with spirit, connecting with your higher self, and then grounding these changes into the physical. Seeing the difference, change your room around and feel the difference of the energy of the room. Be aware of the energies and things around you. You notice sometimes when you spend time with somebody, you spend time with someone, and you just afterwards you feel really drained. You might have a bit of a headache. You feel really tired. And so, what's wrong with me? It's because they've drained all your energy. They're energy vampires. And I just feel that the situation in the world is like a massive energy vampire. So it's really important to protect your energy as well. If you don't if you're not sure how to do that, just imagine yourself being wrapped in in silver light, in a ball of silver light. But just try and be aware, try and take notice of when you're around different people or different situations, how it makes you feel. King of Wands. So he stands quite strong. Once again, the yellow, the solar plexus, the power center. He stands strong. He's taken action to create his own security. Doesn't need anybody else or anything else around him. He has created his own security, his own strength. I'm just going to move these out of the way. Let me just see the cards. So he has created his own strength, his own energy. He has taken the action of mastering his thoughts, not allowing negative thoughts or negative attitudes or a negative way of seeing things. He hasn't allowed that to rule him. He has allowed to create change. He has allowed a new way in, which stands him in his power, in his own strength, in his light. So anything that's taking place, any changes that are taking place, it's not going to happen overnight. It takes time. It takes work and it takes persistence. Queen of Cups. So with clearing out, letting go of the old ways, creating new patterns, creating new thoughts, clearing space in the house, creating space for new to come, this allows for this strengthening and working on your solar plexus chakra to build up and to reactivate, to energize this power center and to give you strong, to make you feel strength and stand in your power, which brings about emotional stability. There's a little stream running here. Water relates to emotions, but it's just a gentle little stream. And she's standing there with her cup full and shining. The bright light is shining out. Her cup is full. Her emotions are gentle. She's just quite at ease with herself. In the blue of the dress, the blue is the colour of the throat chakra. This is about, makes me think of the way you talk to yourself. Talk to yourself with love and compassion. Talk to yourself with understanding and patience. When you're feeling strong in your emotions, strong at your core, strong in yourself, your understanding and your acceptance of who you are, good, bad, warts and all. And this tree here is a young tree, so it needs to be watered, needs to be looked after, needs to be nurtured. Do that to your inner child. Give love and support. Nurture yourself. Be good to yourself. Nice. So we've got the Ace of Wands, taking action, being aware what's around you, being aware how situations and people affect you. Seven of Wands is defiance, standing up for yourself. Standing up for yourself. Creating your protection, your barriers, your boundaries. You are the artist. You are the artist of your life. Create the life that you want. Create the painting that you want. And then we have the Chariot, which is the balance between the light and the dark, the shadow and the light. Now when I say the light and the dark, I mean these are the light and dark aspects of yourself, the shadow and light of yourself. Having mastery of yourself. Moving away from this darkness that hangs over your head. This darkness is the TV. It's everything that's happening in the world. Just move away from that darkness. Turn off your TV, turn off the radio, put on a CD, put on something that you don't have to listen to the COVID ad, or you don't have to listen to, I don't know, BBC updates, whatever it is, I don't know. And move towards grounding yourself. Move towards the base chakra, which is at the chakras at the bottom of your spine. And that's grounding. Ground yourself to get centered into your solar plexus chakra so that you can speak your truth and you can speak with love, with kindness to yourself and to others. Find the balance between the shadow and the light. Now, the shadow aspects of yourself, like anger, jealousy, fear, naive, being a little bit naive, they're more sort of low vibrational energies. And we all have them. It's all part of us. That will never go away. And you don't want to block parts of yourself because that's denying who you are. But look at the things that you can change about yourself, the way you talk to yourself, whether you're positive or negative, whether you're always doomy and gloomy or you're always up and bright. These are change what you can. Change the self-talk. Change the change how the world that you want to create, even if it's only in your little apartment. That makes such a big difference, because when you raise your vibration, when you feel better, that energy ripples out and it affects others as well. So once you have the balance between the light and the shadow, it's like you can go ahead, you can focus, you can move to where you want to move to. But understand, things take time. Nothing really ever changes overnight. things take time. And I'm just going to draw last cards is from the fairies. Healing with the fairies, yes. Visualization. Visualize what you're painting, what you're creating, what you want in your life, and awaken your true self. Absolutely. Do the shadow work. Get rid of the old things. That can be in the physical as well. Clear space. Get rid of stuff if you don't really want it. If you don't need it, move it on. Create space. Declutter. And awaken your true self. Absolutely. Go inside. Have a look at who you are, what you want, what sparks joy. Let's feel the need for one more of these. One more healing card, please. Quiet time. It always comes back to meditations. It so does. Quiet time. Follow your dreams. And if people, you get important messages, you get downloads, you get information in your sleep, in your dreams. So if you remember your dreams, journal it. Look into it, investigate what if there's animals, if there's symbols, colours, anything you see in your dreams, look into it because it all has meaning. And this might help you to understand what it is that you need to let go of, what it is that you need to change. But change is coming, so create the best change for you. Alright everybody, I hope you have a great day. Bye bye.